let's talk about full rides or free rides to college. When I went to college, I genuinely got a free ride. I literally got paid to go to school. I got an overcheck every single semester, and I didn't have to pay a penny towards my education. However, a lot of times when we hear about a free ride or a full ride scholarship, it might not be what we think it is. And so if your student possibly has a full ride or free ride in their grasp, congratulations, because no matter what, it's a huge feat. But we still want to make sure we know the fine print and we are considering all the different pieces that might not be included. So today we are going to be breaking down what a full ride truly means and what we need to do to make sure that we don't lose it. Now make sure you hit subscribe because every week we have a new strategy for your family to work towards a debt-free education. Hey there, my name is Jocelyn Pearson, founder of the Scholarship System. We help families overwhelmed by the cost of college find scholarships to help pay for it so that they can avoid decades of student loan debt. Now, our main weapon is, of course, scholarships, but there's so many different pieces that work together to really pay off that degree. And so every week we have a video for you guys. And since starting the scholarship system, we've helped families secure over $15 million in scholarships. So we know quite a bit about this topic. Now, just briefly, this is for U.S. citizens and permanent residents. Let's go ahead and dive in. So first, let's get into what is a full ride. So a full ride should mean scholarships or financial aid from the university that cover 100% of the total cost of attendance, COA. This is not just tuition. In fact, it is far beyond that, but it includes room and board, fees, textbooks, sometimes even laptop or other expenses for materials and supplies that they need. That said, not all full rides are created equal. So some cover only tuition. And that is actually a full tuition scholarship and drastically different from a true full ride. Now, again, a full tuition scholarship is a huge accomplishment. So by no means am I putting that down. If your student has one of those, amazing. That is something to be so proud of, and it is a huge step in the right direction. But that said, my freshman year in college, my tuition was only half of my total cost of attendance that year. So there is still quite a bit beyond tuition that we need to cover. And in that case, then you need to be applying for scholarships. So just quickly, I do cover that in my free webinar. If you want to check it out, you can go to thescholarshipsystem.com/free webinar. I will also link to all the resources mentioned in the description below. But no matter what, watch that after this video to learn where to find scholarships that can cover the rest. So does this cover 4 years? So a full ride, a true full ride scholarship should be awarded for up to 4 years. And one of the questions that might not come to mind is, what if tuition increases? Does this increase with it? We have found families where they were awarded a full ride or a full tuition scholarship and it was a fixed dollar amount. And so therefore each year thereafter where it increased, they owed money or they had to apply for outside scholarships. This actually happened even to me when they added an enrichment fee for my business degree because they were putting in a new business school that we never even got to use, but we paid for. But that said, I had to scrounge and get another scholarship to cover that extra amount so that I could keep my free ride. So we need to make sure, okay, if these prices go up, does the scholarship go up with it? Now, the second thing that we really need to ask about are the requirements. What does my student need to do in order to maintain this scholarship? And again, that is full ride or full tuition scholarships. To maintain a full ride across all the 4 years, most likely there will be a minimum GPA. So many programs require a 3.0 or higher. It's not usually something crazy like a 4.0. But if your student's GPA drops below that, they might lose the scholarship either partially or completely, or they might be given a grace period of a semester to get it back up. If they do, that is very lucky, and we want to make sure that they take advantage of that. Now, that grace period might require an appeal, so it's good to know that that's even an opportunity, but hopefully your student won't fall in this situation. Now below, I will share a link to our video on a step-by-step appeal for financial aid suspension that will give you exact steps on what to do if that is your student situation. The second requirement will be most likely full-time hours. So this is typically 12 credit hours or more. True full-time is 15, but they count it at 12. So 4 classes worth typically. The third is maintaining satisfactory academic progress. So SAP. This usually means passing their classes. The next might be meeting any kind of program or major requirements. For example, I've seen full ride scholarships where they were required to take certain classes or to do certain community service hours, or to live in a certain dorm. So there can be all different kinds of criteria for the school specifically or the program specifically that justifies the scholarship. Lastly, no disciplinary issues. This is where underage drinking, any kind of academic violations, cheating, anything like that can be grounds for losing a full ride or full tuition scholarship. So those who get this amazing opportunity, I hope understand the severity of that. So what if it doesn't cover everything? Even if they say it's a full ride, again, it may not cover increasing tuition in future years. It may not cover off-campus housing or personal expenses, vehicle expenses, traveling home for breaks, health insurance, lab fees. We need to prepare for that as well. So it is important to know there will always be something beyond what is covered. Maybe a student will work a part-time job to help pay for that. Maybe they will apply for scholarships. Again, if you want my steps on how to get those scholarships, how I got to my free ride, it wasn't a big win from the university. It was small scholarships that added up to it. You can go to the scholarshipsystem.com/free webinar. So that's where you can get my steps on how to find legitimate scholarships outside of the university and win them. Now, just some tips for parents. If your student's aiming for this or if they already received it, some of the things that you can do to help would be to help make sure that they are meeting with an academic advisor to stay on track for graduation. Maybe just asking them about it beginning of semester, mid-semester, end of semester. Have you met with them? Are you on track? That also goes along with keeping an eye on GPA, having those open conversations, not nagging, but checking in with them, encouraging time management and campus involvement, even a part-time job. These things actually increase the chances of maintaining a higher GPA and therefore keeping any kind of free ride, full ride that they get. And you can also be involved in the financial aid process of asking what is required in terms of renewal. So asking that up front so that you and your student can be aware and can prepare for whatever requirements need to be met throughout the years in order to maintain this scholarship. So comment below, was your student awarded a full ride or a full tuition scholarship? What were the details? Share below if you don't mind. That way we can see what the different offers look like, because really each institution handles it so differently and uniquely. So we'd love to share that information with all of you. So that said, a full ride is really a dream come true. I can't even begin to tell you the benefits that I've had for my entire adult life since graduating college because of graduating debt-free. And so my free ride, which was not given in one win from the university, but still was accumulated from all those outside scholarships I mentioned, it still was life-changing. So that said, if we can get a big win from the university, of course, that's going to be less work for us to cover any kind of gap. So this is what we want to do. We want to, of course, this is like the holy grail of paying for college. And if your student gets it, phenomenal. That is amazing. I would love to hear what you think made the difference and move the dial for them. And if your student is not there, they can still work towards that free ride. Again, with that scholarship, the outside scholarships like what I did. If you go to the scholarshipsystem.com/free webinar and you check out that free training, those scholarships I talk about are how I got to my free ride. I like to call it the mere mortal's way of paying for college. Again, that's not making fun of anyone that has a student with a free ride, because I would have loved to have one, of course, myself in one win. Naturally. All right, don't forget to hit subscribe. I have a new video for you every single week, and we will see you there. Thanks for watching the Scholarship Systems YouTube channel.